Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather, and this is my channel where I usually talk about my makes from the week, but instead of a knit and chat, we are going to have a frog and chat because I need to take a break from the conacaste cardigan. I really want to finish. I had two projects, so I have this much of the conacaste cardigan, and then this much of the flax. I kind of want to finish the flax pullover before I start the conacaste. I had a little bit of chaotic cast on energy, so I'm just going to go ahead and frog it and start again because I'm not really pleased with the lace pattern, how it's turning out so far, and I think that if I gave it a little bit more concentration, it would be a little bit better. And I also think I probably need to swatch for this one, so we're just gonna pop it off the needles. Trying to get this on camera. There. All right, so just gonna be, it's gonna be a, you know what, I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. That way you might not get the top of my head, but you'll at least like see what my hands are doing, which I think for the purposes of frog and chat, that's probably the best. So I basically just had illusions of grandeur like I normally do on this channel, and I was thinking, oh, I could needle. Oh, I could get this all done. Like I could like just work on both of these projects, and that's just not happening. I'm really just favoring the flax right now, and I'm afraid that if I get too far into the flax and I don't prioritize the conacaste, I'm going to forget where I am in the lace pattern, and I was already kind of screwing up the lace pattern, so I don't think this was a waste of time. I started figuring out the lace pattern, which I think is important. I got a good idea of the gauge. I think it's coming up a little bit too tight right now. Because I wanted this to be a little, a cardigan that had a little bit more ease. So I think I might either need to go up a size or up a needle size, just because I want right now, like the lace pattern is just not showing at all. And I think it's because my gauge is too tight, which never thought I'd say that. So I think I'm going to do, when I come back to this, I'm going to do a proper gauge swatch. I think the only reason, one of the other reasons why I decided to cast this on was I am a little worried that I'm not going to have enough yarn, and I wanted to see if I can get something the same dye lot. But to be perfectly honest, this yarn is so dark, I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, it's a really dark yarn. I don't think unless it's like significantly lighter, I think it's going to be fine. Also, it's a Knit Picks yarn, which with the commercial yarn dyers, I don't think there's that much variation. While I do, oh no, we've nodded. This is the issue with frogging alpaca, I find. Oh, come on, I don't want to lose yarn. I feel every single time I have to frog something that's in alpaca, it is a nightmare. This is actually was going pretty well so far. I was actually surprised that I was able to concentrate. What is going on here? Aha! Okay, I think we're good. But alpaca, because of all the extra little fibers, it tends to be really grippy, which is great for when you're knitting it up and when you're split splicing. But when you are frogging, it sucks. Ah! Almost there. Almost there. Also, I'm still not 100% on this color. I like it. It might be too dark. I thought it'd be closer to the color of my actual sweater, and it's almost like a green black, which I think could be really nice. We'll see. We'll see once we get it knitted up properly. Just doing a bit of the ribbing and some of the lace pattern. I'm not getting a full idea of the color because my lace pattern was too tight. It was just really oh, I feel like I'm gonna get a knot. I want this to be separate. I feel like this is the reason why Frog with Me is not a common thing to do on YouTube, because frogging is a bit of a nightmare. Come on. It's like I'm gentle parenting my yarn. Like, you can do it. You can unravel. You can do it. This is a hot mess. Hot mess. Ooh, that did something. Okay, let me wind. I also have to like remind myself to wind as I go and not wait until the end. I don't want to lose this little bit of yarn. I might have to cut this off. I hate wasting yarn. Oh well. I got most of it. This was the casualty of the frogging. I think that that's probably fine. I'll save it. I probably won't ever use it, but you never know. So yeah, so that's frogging. So I guess the rest of this will just be kind of a knit and chat as I clean up. So I thought I'd get a lot more progress done this week, and it just didn't happen. I really need a couple days off from like my regular job. Like I probably need a vacation because I haven't really taken any time for the last 6 months. But I don't know when I will be able to take time. So I'm just kind of on the edge of not quite burnout, but noticing that like I'm getting run down, kind of getting a little sicker, or feeling a little sicker. So getting to filming, I'm actually surprised that I'm doing this, and I probably will not edit this. Like, I've been trying to like edit out my ums and ahs. I don't think I'm going to do that this time just because I want to get something just out there instead of spending a lot of time editing, because I just don't think that, I think that if I have to edit this, it's going to be a barrier to just posting, and I'm trying to stay consistent and trying to get a new schedule. So I think so sorry about the ums and ahs. I will do better next week. I just think for this week, it's just going to be what it is. So let me go ahead and pull out my project. So this is actually going to be a gift, I think. Hopefully the person who it's for is not watching. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get the sizing right. The person is about my size, so I think that it'll be okay. It might be oversized, but I think this person actually probably look better in an oversized jumper, I'm not British, oversized sweater. I watch a lot of British YouTubers, and I've found myself picking up the slang. So in other things, so I think that I am in need of a vacation soon. Even if it's just like a 3-day weekend would be lovely. I need to maybe I'll do it a little closer to the fall. That might be nice. Like do a day trip somewhere. I'd say I'd bring you with me, but last time I did a day trip, my technology failed spectacularly. So I don't want to make any promises. But I do think that I need to start thinking about taking time so I don't get sick. I usually have a pretty good immune system. Knock on wood. Hold. but I have found that if I get a wonky sleep schedule, if I have been under a ton of stress lately, as most people I think are probably under a ton of stress. I don't think that that's unique to anybody in this world right now, but I think it's just all starting to catch up with me. And I know that like knitting is my self-care. It is the thing I do to kind of shut out the world. I haven't I mean, I obviously have gotten work done on these projects, but I think that I got a little, if I am burned out, I'm a little burned out crafting wise. I think that the crochet skirt kind of burned me out because it was not relaxing. I love it. I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I have it. I need to wear it more. But I think that that process is such a big project, such tiny yarn. Thinking it was going to go a lot faster than it did, and it taking a long time. It just kind of took the wind out of my sails and made me not as willing, not wanting to gravitate towards my knitting as much. Also, my bedroom is very dark. I have neck lamps, but sometimes I just, this is gonna sound so silly. Sometimes the act of pulling out the project, pulling out the neck lamp, seeing if the neck lamp is charged, it's just barriers to me like actually starting, and so then I don't. I mean, it's the same thing with like filming, and I'm sure that like a lot of other YouTube people who post on YouTube have said the same thing. It's not once you turn the camera on, once you hit record, that's the easy part. It's getting the motivation to actually sit in front of a camera, and then sometimes the editing. But I also, for the most part, I try to keep my editing as low tech as possible because I don't want to have a barrier to me posting because I want to get consistent. Just because I guess there's no reason why I have to be consistent. I just want to. Like, I just want to form a habit, like my exercise routine, diet. Like, I just feel like this is something that it's a creative habit, right? So I guess I just need to make my knitting more of a creative habit than something I binge. Because that's usually how, for the past like couple years, I would just like on my days off knit for like 3 hours, which is not very sustainable. Instead of, I guess the better way to do it would be to knit for like 20 minutes and then put it down and then do that once a day. But I definitely just get into maybe it's a hyperfixation. And I just knit for like a really long time and then put it down and then step away, and I am more prone to burnout that way. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish this row and then I will. Oh, I'm sitting. You know what? I'm gonna raise this up because my posture is just not great right now. It's a very big close up of my forehead. Yeah, that's I'm constantly trying to improve, but my posture, I've noticed, has been very slouchy of late and not comfortable. Like, I mean, like a comfortable slouch. Everybody loves a comfortable slouch, but like when it's like, I feel like I'm an under the bridge troll. Not the look. Not what I'm going for. Other things that have been going on. I have a yarn haul on its way. It's not here yet. I did an order from Wool & Co. And I'm really excited for the yarn that I'm getting in. I've gotten some like Christmas yarn because I'm already starting to think of Christmas stuff, because if I start like this is like, I think this is gonna be a Christmas present. If if I start the Christmas presents in August, then I'm not a crazy person in December. And that is the goal. I don't want to lose my mind in December. Especially because the Christmas time is a very busy time in the my everyday job. I mean, it's a very big time for music stuff too. I just haven't been doing a lot of music stuff lately, which is another thing I need to work on, but one thing at a time. So, yeah, so I have a yarn haul that will be coming, and I'll probably share that next week because I think it shipped. It shipped somewhere, like in the last couple days. So it should be here by next time I post. But I'm really excited about the colors I got and starting those projects. So I'm knitting this with my yarn double, and I forgot how much I really don't like knitting. Holding 2 yarns double, because the tension gets kind of weird for me. But I am liking the fabric it's creating. Like it's a nice, like hefty cotton fabric that I think is going to have really nice drape. So even if this sweater ends up being a little oversized, I think because of the drape, it's going to look really nice. But yeah, so a yarn haul coming. I actually have some reading updates. I finished Catching Fire. I don't know if I was still on Hunger Games when I last talked to you all, or if I finished Hunger Games. I was starting Catching Fire. I have finished Catching Fire. I'm almost done with Mockingjay. Mockingjay is destroying me a little bit. I'm listening to it on audiobook, and it's a really, really good audiobook. I am quite like happy with it's like the newer audiobook, like the newer recording. And I've got about 3 hours left of Mockingjay, so I think that by the time I see you next, I will have started. I'm going to start the Ballad of Songs and Snakes, Songbirds and Snakes. Next time I check in, if I can, I don't know, if Mockingjay doesn't emotionally destroy me, because it's a possibility. I mean, we're getting to the end, and I mean, I've gotten through. If you haven't read Mockingjay, spoilers, but it's been out since like a really long time, and most people have seen the movie. So, but if you haven't, and you will, and skip ahead. But I've gotten past the point where PETA has been hijacked, and it's just really, really sad because I'm a PETA stan. Like, I think when I watched the movies, I was like almost Team Gale because whatever Hemsworth is in it is pretty cute, but also pretty obnoxious. Like, he might be, I don't know if he's obnoxious as a human, but the character's obnoxious. But PETA's pretty great. And so, yeah, so it's, and like right now I'm at the point where like they're in the Capitol and things are starting to heat up in the Capitol. So I'm getting close to the climax of the book. But I have fallen down the Hunger Games rabbit hole, like looking up like what district I would be in if I was in the Hunger Games, and I can't find definitively what district I would be in. But yeah, so that I've definitely fallen down the rabbit hole a little bit. But I need to get to this next row. I'm going to talk about something else because I want to show you the next book that I got. But I discovered a local bookstore that's near me. It's an indie bookstore, and it's very, very small. They had a pretty good selection. And I probably could have spent my entire paycheck there. But then I'm like, I don't know, like I have such a conflicting view on what physical books to buy, because I do like audiobooks better than reading, but I love physical books. Like I love having them on my bookshelf, and I kind of like the idea of like physical books being kind of a trophy of my favorite audiobooks. Like obviously I'm not going to like buy a book for every single audiobook. That's hella expensive and also like wasteful, I think. But like the ones that like really, like I might get the Hunger Games because I really like the series. And now that like almost all of them are, I think people keep saying that like Suzanne Collins might write like a sixth book, but now that like there's 5 of them, I feel like if I got a set, that would be a cool thing to have on my bookshelf. But anyway, so but I did buy this physical book because I was like, it doesn't feel like it's too big for me to take on, and like I don't think I'm gonna get tired or like get distracted. But I bought, and it's not a fiction book. It's called Cultish, and I think that I'm really excited about reading this book because I think that we're in an interesting time in the US where we are very susceptible to cult-like thinking, because everybody kind of wants to find somebody who is going to solve all the problems. And I feel like we've been in that space for a really long time where people just want to have a savior, somebody to like save them. And we let a lot of people, like I think it's a time where people who are in a bad situation in their life can be very susceptible to cult-like thinking, because these very charismatic people come into their lives and basically, like PETA, hijack them. And I think that learning more about how that happens, and so I can, one, avoid it for myself, because one of the reasons why I read is I want to be the best version of myself and be the best person for my community. And I think that avoiding cult-like behavior is part of that. So yeah, I'm really excited. And like it's all also about like the language, the language of, I mean, the whole book is called The Language of Fanaticism, and how much language can steer ideology, and how to pick out this type of language. So when I'm reading something or I'm like consuming certain types of media, I can be more media literate. So that's what I'm hoping this book is. We'll see. I'll get back to you. It's not number 1 on my reading queue. I'll honestly, getting through the Hunger Game books and finishing the Four Winds, which I'm close. Got that much left. So this is, I mean, once I finish the Four Winds, I might start into this, because I think that because it is so thin, it will be easier to read. I just hope that this, like, I was watching a YouTube video about, like, it was a content creator who was talking about different types of books and how, like, you can, a book can be important information, but badly written. I'm hoping that this is important information and well written, so that I stay engaged. But we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, so that is pretty much all I have for you today. Thanks for coming along with me while I frog my one project and got a row in on my second project. And hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more of an update for you. But until then, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you have lots of time to do all of your hobbies. And I'll see you next time. Bye!